Hey everybody! This video is about how to create a cinematic film look with a GoPro. A few weeks ago I already made a video about the settings for a cinematic look. Today I would like to give you 5 general tips on how to achieve this goal as best as possible. I've been working with this great camera for some time now and have a passion for filmmaking. This channel is also about the beauty of nature and the mountains. My aim is to present the beautiful landscape of the Alps as cinematically as possible. If you want to follow me along this path, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. So here are my 5 tips for creating cinematic videos with your GoPro. As always in filmmaking and photography, the right light is crucial for the quality of the shot. The light should be soft and pleasant. Too less light is just as bad as too much light. It can be very difficult to get a cinematic look when you're filming at lunchtime in the direct sun. Because the GoPro is mainly used for outdoor filming, I recommend the golden hour for an optimal look. That means the time shortly after sunrise or just before sunset. During this time you have a very pleasant soft light and you can take beautiful recordings. Since the sun is very low, you should consider in which direction you want to film. Against the sun to bring, for example, the sunset into the foreground, or with the sun to bring your subject into the foreground. The colors are essential for a cinematic look. However, there is not a single real cinematic color profile. Depending on which emotions or mood you want to transmit, very different color profiles are possible for a cinematic look. The easiest way to try different color profiles is to use LUTs. Basically, these are presettings that create a certain look. Some of them are free, others you have to pay for. There are several websites that also offer LUTs for the GoPro. To load a LUT, you need the right software, for example Final Cut Pro, Adobe Premiere or the free DaVinci Resolve. In the long run, however, I would recommend that you take a look at color grading yourself. Only in this way you can create your own look and are forced to think about the colors you want for your look. I will surely make another video about color grading. I also use the plugin Film Convert to create the color grading of my video. This plugin creates the high quality look of old analog cameras, and it also supports the camera profile of GoPro. But it is not cheap. In addition to light and color, the correct camera movements are also very important. You should think about what kind of camera movement is particularly cinematic in the respective situation. The important thing is that the recording is free of jitter. There are also films that consciously use fast and shaky camera movements for a special look. The unwanted shake doesn't look cinematic but amateurish. The new GoPro already has an excellent electronic stabilization. Slow camera movements also work very well by hand. Please note that the new HEVC modes, for example 4K 60, are not stabilized. If you want to use them, you will definitely need to consider another form of stabilization. You can use a tripod or a gimbal like the Karma Grip, depending on the situation. Finally, you can also stabilize the image in post. This can be done in Premiere and also in Final Cut Pro. However, this kind of software stabilization has its disadvantages, because if you stabilize a very shaky footage by software, this leads to a wobbly background. So make sure that your recordings are as smooth as possible. An important requirement for the cinematic look is the correct settings on your GoPro. As I said, I've already made a video on this subject. Check it out for more explanations and examples. Decisive factors are the right frame rate, a flat color profile, low sharpness and the right field of view. As explained in the video about the settings, your footage will not look very cinematic if you can see the distortions of the GoPro very well. You can solve the problem to a large extent by setting the field of view to linear. However, it is also possible to remove the distortion in post. This can be done with Final Cut Pro and the fisheye effect, or in Premiere with the distortion effect. This is especially useful if you want to film in 4K, because linear is not available as field of view under 4K. Note also that the distortion is not so noticeable when the horizon is in the middle of the frame. Most movies have a format of 2.35:1. This format is often referred to as CinemaScope or scope. You can easily achieve this format by adding a letterbox to your project. This is a very simple but very effective way to make your footage look more cinematic. There are a number of other factors you can use to make your video even more cinematic and high quality. I think of the right framing, the right music, sounds and slow motion. We will discuss these topics in further videos. If you like this video, support my channel with a like and see you next time.